G'day and welcome back. Today I'm going to give this little Bluetti AC50B a quick charge. You see it's 42%, it's not completely empty, but yeah, I want to see how quickly it takes to charge this up to 100%. It is, by the time we get this on charge, it'll be 8:30 in the morning. Very nice sunny day here in Perth for a change. Had a lot of average weather over the last few weeks, so very good day for solar. If you guys have stopped into this channel before, you may be aware that I do have two 250 watt solar panels on this patio roof. Bought them very cheap, $10 each per panel. I did buy a bulk lot with me and my mate, and we end up getting them very cheap. So the whole system, $20 for the two 250 watt panels, and a little bit of bracketing and some wire. So the whole system's probably like $50, which is awesome. Alright, I'm going to give you a quick explanation of my setup and what I use it for. Those 250 watt panels come in handy for a lot of things. I've got those connected to this XT60 connection. They are 34 volts, so a little bit higher than what this Bluetti can take. As you can see, this Bluetti can take between 12 and 28 volts, 200 watts max. Those are obviously 500 watts panels, 250 watts each, but in reality they only put out about 300 watts. They are older panels, but with those panels here I can plug in various items. I can charge my Bluetti, I can charge batteries, I can hook up this floater Victron charge controller, so I can hop this charge controller around between, if these big batteries here need a boost, or I can hook them up to, for example, this Go kilowatt hour, and just plug that in to this Bluetti. So I can just plug that in to this Victron charge controller, charge independent batteries. I can give this a boost if I want. I can even hook up my 24 volt system if that's running a bit low. I can hook that charge controller up to my King's power pack as well to charge that. So, and then obviously I can just run those panels directly to kettles and bits and pieces like that too. So those two solar panels up on my patio roof, they get used a lot for a lot of various things. They're not just a standalone solar setup, hooked up to a battery and a charge controller. They are very versatile, and I can use them lots. I use them every weekend to charge. If it's not charging the King's power pack, it's charging my Bluetti packs. I've got two other Bluetti products, and I can, when I'm not charging them, I can hook my Victron up, charge, give this big pack a boost. So yeah, very handy indeed. Also guys, if you've made it this far, give us a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Alright, I'll hook this converter up. So from 34 volts down to 12 volts, I can charge that just with the 12 volts. It will work, although it won't be super efficient, because we've bumped the voltage down to 12 volts. Ideally you want to get as close to the 28 volts as you can for this unit, but as you can see, early in the morning we are putting in a reasonable charge just with the one converter. But if I plug this in, so from 34 volts to 12 volts, and then from 12 volts I can bump this up to 24 volts, which will get closer to the 28 volts here in the system. The reason why I've got two separate controllers, DC converters, sorry, is I use them for, as I explained, various things. So that's why I've got the two here. I don't just use them solely for charging this Bluetti. I use them for a lot of other things. But if I plug this in and we're getting up to 24 volts, as you'll see here, we should get a far greater wattage coming into this unit. It is earlier on in the morning, so it may not get all the way up. As you can see, it's probably dropping out after 80 watts. We'll leave this 8:30 in the morning now, so I'll come back with a bit of an update. As you can see, it is starting to creep up as the sun's coming up. With this setup here in full sun, I should get close to 200 watts going into this Bluetti on a good day. Obviously, if I had a 12 watt solar panel, I can just plug it directly into this Bluetti. There would be no need for these converters. These are just solely because the panels I've got up on the roof, although I did buy them cheap, they are at a higher voltage, so that's why I use these converters. If I just had a 12 volt solar panel, I could plug that directly into this. Alright, I've noticed something interesting when I was watching this charge in the morning. Those panels had a fair bit of shade from a big tree on another block behind me. I did notice that with the 24 volt connected, that it was trying to find a maximum power point, the MPP charge controller, but it was, you know, hovering around 40 watts and that. There was a fair bit of shade on these panels, so my thoughts were that because the panels are shaded, that they weren't producing a higher voltage, so for the panels to try to boost it to 24 volts, it was obviously dropping in and out trying to pick up the voltage. That's just my thoughts on it, but so I did notice when I did plug just the step down to 12 volts that I got a much higher watts going into it. So long-winded story, but when there is a bit of shade on those panels early in the morning, it probably is better off just using the step down to 12 volts in my situation here. But now this will be a good example to show you the difference between the 12 volts and the 24 volts. You can see now with the 12 volts we're getting 95 watts. We've still got 52%, so we've still got 10% charge in that early morning with the shade, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. We're still getting a little bit of charge. We're ahead of the game, you could say. So now we've got 24 volts. Hopefully there's enough light on them panels to show you what I mean. So as you can see now, we are getting almost 200 watts, which is the maximum that this can handle. That's the difference between 12 volts and boosting it up to 24 volts. I thought it'd be a good example to show you how that works. So now we're getting 196 watts and the estimated charge time is 1.1 hours from 52%. It's 10:20 in the morning now, still in the morning, and we are 100%. So yeah, just under 2 hours to fill this up from 42%. We did have a bit of a slow start for the first hour with the shade cover on the panels, but as you can see, we have full charge, so that works out very, very good. Still early in the morning, so I might get my EB55 out, and I may as well charge that too while I'm at it, while it's a good day. As you can see, we're about 60% here, so it's not really in too much of a need of a charge, but I may as well top it up while I'm here. And the sun is shining. It's meant to be a bit of an average week next week, so I may as well take advantage of the sun today while it's out. Same voltage profile, as you can see over there, 12 to 28 volts. So I can use the exact same setup to charge my EB55. Cheers for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. If you're still hanging around and watching, you're awesome. I appreciate it.